Hello, I'm Caleb Captain, and this is Speech 1, Topic 4, 3 things that people should know about me. My audience will introduce themselves now.
Troy Captain.
Denise Captain.
Esteban Garcia.
Tamwin.
Evelyn Rigmaiden.
Albert Einstein once said that if you can't explain something simply, then you don't understand it well enough. And hopefully by the end of the speech you'll be able to explain me in maybe simple defined terms or maybe even just 3 words. I used several sources to help me along with this journey of 3 things that I find the most important about me. And one would be the Albert Einstein quote I just used. The other would be a quote about how early childhood learning of music will boost someone's creativity and their social well-being. And also a quote about loyalty. Another quote that I had used was about learning from mistakes is how it's essential to growing as a person. And my final quote would be how trust is essential in many different types of relationships. 3 things that people should know about me is that I'm an electronics hobbyist, I'm also a musician, and I'm pretty loyal, as I would say. I'm as loyal as Kingsguard. These 3 things have helped inspire me to move forward, and also they've defined me as a person and the many things that I do in life. Ever since I was in grade school, I mostly had been very interested in electronics. Whenever my parents would ask me, I would sort of shrug it off and say, it's okay, but secretly I loved it. I loved learning about how the technology of the world that we live in completely changes our lives and how we can't really live without it anymore. Electronics was a huge hobby of mine. After school, elementary and middle school, I would go to Mr. Jim. He would help me learn new things, new tricks, how wires would work, how capacitors have different types of storage for electricity, and all sorts of things that would help me figure out how the world around me worked. And through learning about electronics, I learned that failure is very, very useful. I couldn't count on any amount of hands how many times I had failed at a project that I had been working on simply because there weren't enough resistors, I didn't calculate the current right, or some other odd phenomenon. Failure was instructive to me and it helped me move forward as a person. And the next thing in life that helped me learn as a person besides failure would be music, the arts. This quote says, when young children are constantly engaged by music in an age-appropriate, socially accepting environment, they benefit at many levels, including social, emotional. They develop social and emotional skills that are essential for school readiness, like the ability to regulate their responses and relate to others in very complex ways. Music was a great tool for me because it not only gave me something else that I love to do, being a musician, playing music, but it also provided me with the valuable skill of being able to convey complex emotions that I had never actually felt before, but to convey them through an instrument, through a tool. And so without the ability to play instruments, I don't think I would be able to understand some of the different types of emotions that other people have gone through, but I myself have not gone through. Before, love, loss, sadness, joy at seeing a friend that you haven't seen in years, those were all lost to me because I had never actually experienced them. But with music, I was able to truly maybe even fake that emotion, or at least understand how it would feel whenever I felt it. Through my journey of finding hobbies that would define me as a person, I realized that the people around me had really helped me grow also. If it wasn't for their love and support, I wouldn't be where I was then. So the next thing that I would have to say is a complete important aspect of me that really is a cornerstone is my loyalty. This quote says, "The strength of a family, like the strength of an army, is its loyalty to each other." Mark Puzo. That's a quote about how important loyalty is to anyone, an army, family, friends. It's an important trait that everyone needs to build founding and healthy relationships. By developing as a person through all these years, I'd have to say that it took me a while to realize that my friends and family were the ones that were always beside me, rooting for me and cheering me on. But when I realized this, I knew that I couldn't let them go, that the single reason that I had moved forward without giving up was because of their support. So really, I had planned to keep them around not only because I loved them, but also because I wanted to develop more as a person. Trust is the glue of life. It's the most essential ingredient in effective communication. It's a foundational principle that holds all relationships. Stephen Covey. By learning more about myself, I realized that yes, the only people that had truly ever been there for me were my family. They had always been there for me through hell and high water. They have been pushing me forward even when I wanted to give up. To sum up, my 3 points are: my hobbies have let me grow intellectually and also to realize that failure, while normally some people would say is not an option, it's truly an option, and it should be if you want to learn how to grow as a person. The main point 2, that the arts have helped me understand the deeper feelings and complex emotions that others have had that I may have not. And my 3rd and final cornerstone of my life is my loyalty to the people who have pushed me forward and have been truly loyal to me. 3 greatest aspects of myself are what I consider to be what make me me. So if 3 things that people want to know about me is that I'm inquisitive, compassionate, and I'm dedicated. Thank you.